Good evening, traders. I'm going to be preparing you to trade the top 3 option plays into this week. We're going to be going over the SPY, Amazon, Tesla, and Nvidia. I'm going to be preparing you to trade the best setups at the best prices. Let's get straight into the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So we're going to be discussing the key make it or break it micro and macro levels for the SPY. Then we're going to be going over our top 3 stocks, Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia. Let's get straight into it. So first things first, we're going to talk micro levels for the SPY. Your key micro level is going to be $362.79 to $363. That's going to be your key make it or break it level. It's a very significant level. Let me bring some awareness to the 10-day, 30-minute chart, right? So as you can see in terms of SPY, this is a very key level. This 363, the previous closing price of yesterday. Let me kind of show you guys the potential we have. So right here, this is towards 363. If it breaks down and reacts as a resistance level, we will see a hard sell-off to fill the gap. The SPY has a gap to fill below at $357.18. As you can see, it wasn't too long ago. It was trading at $355. Now, for the bulls to gain some control for the micro, they're going to need to see a strong break above that 363. If it reacts as a resistance, we will start to see that gap fill at 357. But if we break above and react as a support level, the next level that SPY would start to spike to would be this previous overall support level that can potentially react as a resistance level, which we're going to call $365.50 to $366. That was also a previous gap fill level on the SPY. Let me disable extended hours so you can visually see what it is I'm talking about clearly. So as you can see, the SPY had a gap to fill at 366.61. It reacted as a resistance level. Therefore, it's going to continue to sell off and start to fill the gap below. You got a gap to fill below at 357.18. So what I want you to understand is the SPY is currently in a battle process of filling the gap, right? And right now the bears are winning this gap fill. You have a gap to fill below at 357.18, but you also have a gap to fill above at $373.20. So for the bulls to gain some control, to gain some traction, what they would truly need to do to show true strength, they would need to not only turn 363 into support, that's the bare fucking minimum. They need to break above 366 and turn into support. If that cannot occur quickly, this gap at 357 will fill before this gap at 373.20, right? So in terms of key levels, like I said, 363 is your key make it or break. If it reacts as a resistance, that is true strength for micro bears. If it breaks above and reacts as support, that's the bulls attempting to show some strength. Not true strength, but they're attempting to show some strength. For the bulls to truly take control and for the bulls to truly fill this gap at 373.20, you would need to see a break above 366. That would need to react as support. And then another key level, this is what we would call a gap breakout. There was a great example of a gap breakout right here on Wednesday. You can see right here when SPY gaps down, you take the high. This is the high right here. When it goes above this 375 resistance, breaks out, reacts as support, it's going to start to go up to fill the gap. So another key level to pay attention to is if you see the SPY breaking above 369.37 and that's reacting as support, that is when that gap from 373 will start to break out and fill, right? So in terms of key levels, let's just discuss it one more time. Your best level possible for puts would be 373.20. 369, this is your gap breakout level. If that breaks out and reacts as support, then you would look to scalp calls if you are a breakout trader. Now 366 is going to be your key make it or break it level. That's the level where in order for the bulls to flip this and take control, they need to break above that and then they'll start to break out to the next level and attempt to fill the gap. 363 is your bare minimum micro level. For the bears to show true strength, they need to stay under 363. If they can't do that, then they must stay under 366. Or if we go above 366, you're going to see an overall bullish flip if it breaks above and reacts to support. But if the bears can have this 366, but ideally 363 zone on lock, we will start to fill that gap quickly at 357.18, which will be our next make it or break it level in terms of the SPY. So in terms of these key make it or break it levels that I'm giving you, right, we're going to go down the ladder. So in terms of the ladder, 373.20, 369.50, 366, 363, and 357. That's the ladder, right? So if one of those levels that I just mentioned reacts as a support level, then SPY is going to try to spike to the next level, rinse and repeat. If one of those levels reacts as a resistance level, then SPY is going to try to break down to the next lower level of the ladder, right? That's how this kind of works in a sense. So those are my key make it or break it levels on the SPY. That's what I really truly want you to understand about this. 363 will set the tone for the micro control, meaning if it reacts as a resistance, we quickly go down to fill the gap. If it reacts to support, the bulls get an attempt of this 366 break. Now, if they can't break above it and turn it to support, it's going to collapse. But if they break above it and reacts to support, then it's going to try to have the gap breakout. If it breaks above the gap breakout, then it fills the gap above. If the gap to fill above level at 370, 320 reacts as a resistance, then that is the best level possible for puts. So that's the key. Now, let's discuss some macro, right? So I wanted to explain to you the range we're in. We're in this trading range. We went over the key levels. There's a gap to fill here. There's a gap to fill here. I explained to you both ways on, what to look for the gap fill plays, right? Also look for gap close reversals at these key levels. Now let's discuss some macro potential. We're going to be discussing some macro levels for the SPY, and it's mainly going to be focused on downside macro. So kind of let's go over this. So in terms of downside macro, if this goes below 357.18 and that reacts as a resistance, so this is more like macro price action, you could save this into whether it's this week or later into weeks to save these levels. If we go below 357, the next level the SPY will drop to will be right around here. I got to zoom out a little bit more. Let me show you guys what it is that I'm talking about. So this would be the next level that the SPY drops to. It would be at $353 right here. There is a gap to fill on the SPY at $353. That's the next level. If that level cracks and reacts as a resistance level, then we go to 350. Now pay attention to this. This is key. If 350 reacts as a resistance level, it's just going to be a bloodbath, basically, if this were to ever occur. So just save all these levels, man. So save 353, set your price alerts, save 350. This is what I want you to be aware of right here. Look back on October 12th of 2020. SPY was trading at $354. You see it started breaking down quickly all the way to 342. Right here, it started reacting as a resistance, turning this 350 into resistance, this 350 into resistance. Once that finally occurred, it was a massive micro sell-off all the way to 320s. So this 350 is truly a make it or break it level for the SPY. We're going to call it 350, right? There's also multiple gaps to fill below. There's a gap to fill below at 343. There's a gap to fill below at 336. There's multiple gaps to fill below. For those of you who are looking for a strong micro bullish reversal, the best true level possible, being in such a bearish market for like the overall point of move where this can potentially have a really nice little bounce would be at this 326.54 right here at this gap fill level. That would be like your best level possible, one of the lower gaps. One more thing that I want to bring awareness to is that pre-COVID sell-off level. This is very key. This 340 is very, very key. We have big downside potential at this 340. So 340 and 326 are all psychological levels where we could be bouncing, but also pay attention to that 350 key make it or break it level, guys. Overall for the macro, we are still super bearish. I think it's, still way too early to be putting some serious money into the market. I think we have a lot more downside potential in terms of long-term macro. Obviously, at some point, we're due for a short-term micro reversal, like we've seen plenty of times this year. Short-term micro reversal, short-term micro reversal, short-term micro reversal, short-term micro reversal. Obviously, we're due for something like that. But at this point, like the macro is really kicking in and the bears are really showing strength. So those are all the levels that I want to bring awareness to. And like I said, for the bulls to flip truly bullish, they need to break above 366 to fill this gap. If they cannot do that, then we will fill this gap at 357, which is key make it or break. If 357 cracks, then we go to 353. And then the next gap at 350. I'm telling in terms of this week, if we get super fucking bloody, we should definitely see some sort of bounce at 350 and 340, those two key levels. So that's what I want to bring awareness to in terms of the SPY. Now, let's go over Tesla. So this is where we should definitely see some sort of micro scalping bounce opportunity on Tesla stock. There is actually a very tiny gap to fill on Tesla, and pretty much nobody knows about this gap because it's just so small, and it's at a very key make it or break it support level. So this could be a good opportunity to potentially scalp calls quickly for a small win on Tesla stock. I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. So the gap that we're looking at here is $213.10. You could see that was the closing price of this day, the previous closing price, and the low was 213.20. So it's a 10-cent gap to fill right here on June 17th. So I want to see how we react. I want to see how we react at $213.10. If it reacts to support, if we start to see some consolidation, some bullish candlesticks, bullish confirmations, I'll look to scalp calls. If it cracks, then I'm not going to do anything because I don't want to short that low. So yeah, that's just a key level that I'm going to be looking at for a quick scalp on Tesla. As you can see, it's got very nice support down there. Overall, from a macro point of view though, these support levels will get taken out, right? They will get taken out. These will go lower within time. I want to see how we react at that level for just a quick micro scalp in and out like that within, minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of Tesla stock. Now, in terms of potential put opportunities, I mean, your best level would be at the highest gap to fill above at 288, but we're very far from that. We could see how it reacts to 238. A more ideal level would be this level right here. Mark this level down. This would be a good one. This 265.25 gap to fill reversal on that. So those are the both potential ways how I'm looking to play Tesla. That'd be a nice key level to scalps and puts at 265, but the best level at 287. Our next play is going to be Amazon. So I want to see how Amazon reacts at this gap as well. You can see we have a gap to fill below a key support at $110.63. If it can react bullish around that level, I'll be interested in, looking to scalp some micro calls. Just be aware, if these levels crack, that is super bearish and it will continue to downtrend as these are on a downtrend. Our next stock is going to be Nvidia. I think we could definitely see a bounce towards this level. I'm very interested in seeing how we react. I've been waiting for this one at $115.93. So basically, in a sense, one thing we're doing is we're targeting gaps, and we're targeting these gaps for potential reversals. But you have to understand, if they do not react in the side of the reversal, then they will continue to go in the same direction and not have that reversal, right? So we got to see how they react. And that doesn't mean if it doesn't react as a reversal that I'm going to take the opposite of the trade. I might sit on the sidelines because it's too oversold, right? And I don't want to buy puts when stocks are extremely oversold. So one thing that I want to bring awareness to is this 115.93 level, right? This 115.93 level, key support, big upside micro potential. There's a gap to fill below. So I want to see how we react at 115.93. I'm telling you, that's a very nice support level on Nvidia. It's been proven very, very strong support. As you can see, very, very nice upside overall potential, nice upside overall potential. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. If any of these stocks react bullish in terms of into the close with a strong bullish candlestick at these key levels, then they will be swing trades. Swing trades are not determined until the market closes, until the last couple of minutes to the market close. The way I swing trade is I base it off of how the daily candlestick looks, kind of like how I showed you guys in my previous video. We had a lot of people within Trader Society, they were swing trading puts. And in terms of the swing trading strategy, there was definitely confirmation, because you could see we had this bearish candlestick right here and we failed to break out 3 days, but this was confirmation on the third day on Friday. You could see right here, same candlestick. What happens on Friday? You could see right here, it sells off. What happens? This is Thursday. What happens on Friday? It sells off. History repeats itself, right? So we wait for the candlestick to look like the history at that key level, and then history repeats itself, right? Typically like 70% of the times in my experience trading these. So that's a good example of swing trading puts. Now for calls, they would have to have a very bullish reaction. Into the close, form a very nice green bullish candlestick at our key levels, right? So those are our top 3 option plays heading into this week. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, I'm going to leave the link down below in the description. As soon as you join, you get instant lifetime access. Everything's explained in terms of what is included for Trader Society. You get access to live trading streams, to the voice channel, to see my trades in real time. You get access to the community, the Discord server, the chat room, where you can network with not only me through direct messages, but through the members within Trader Society. We have plenty of people within Trader Society who are trading with 6 figures accounts, making multiple 5 figures a month. With that being said, if you do want to be a part of it, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. You also get access to the video lesson library. Within the video lesson library, you will learn everything it is that I've learned about trading throughout the past decade. You will learn how to trade small caps. You will learn how to trade options. You will learn how to trade on both ways: long, short, calls, puts, how to master price action, how to master the SPY. how to trade the best setups at the best prices, the unique gap trading strategies that I've created, the unique price action analysis. I'll be able to teach you everything within Trader Society through the live trading sessions, through the chat room, and through the video lesson library and the live streams that we do. You also get access to risk management, position sizing, psychology, and mindset training. There is so much more to it. If you are looking for a community to become self-sufficient and to become the best trader you can possibly be, this would be the best place for you. With that being said, I'm gonna leave the link down below, first link in the description, and I will see you guys live tomorrow at Market Open. We're gonna absolutely crush it this week.